welcome back to FROTN Worldwide News. Alright, news in briefly. Ohanaeze Idigbo, Afenifere and the pay Niger data firms. Other president demand to the federal government. In briefly, social and cultural groups from the different regions of Nigeria, which include Ohanaeze Idigbo and Afenifere, pay Niger Data Firm and other groups after a meeting in Abuja, the Federal Capital Territory of Nigeria, have represented their demand to the federal government. This included a call from a new people-oriented federal constitution before the 2023 general election to prevent the country from going into another civil war and the disintegration of the countries. Alright, at the same time, that demand was stated in a communique after the inter-ethnic peace dialogue that was chaired by the comrade Kennedy Nyere. The meeting was organized by the youth of the Street Initiative YOTSI, in the collaboration with the diaspora partners, other nationality and the NGOs with the themes restoring and the 2023 power shifting. At the same time, Nigeria make or break factor of the politician survivors. Alright, a meeting ended with the following resolution, which is presented to the federal government. They said that the Nigeria need a new people-oriented federal constitution because the current situation doesn't respect the people's stress. They demand that the new constitution, including a provision from the truly federalism, which will usher in a restructured Nigeria's. They asked President Muhammadu Buhari to carry out his mandate of the ensuring life and properties are protected by the dealing with the current security challenges in the country. They called for the convening of an emergency national conference in 2022 to draft a new federal constitution outline the federating regions path ahead, stating that the 2023 presidential election should be zoned to the South regions. Alright, according to the news in the communique, the demand for the electoral law amendment was made before the 2023 general election to allow the electronic voting and real-time transmission of results to ensure transparency and accountability and the sensitivity of the ballot box and to combat voters apart. They urged the government to tackle the various challenges in the country to avoid a second civil war from taking place in the country. The group insists on the use of the federal character while establishing federal appointments in the countries. At the same time, in the inter-ethnic group opposite, secession as a solution to current challenges in the country and insists on a truly unfair Nigeria that promotes peace, equity and justice. Alright, at the meeting, a committee was unveiled to promote peace and sustain Nigeria unit and the redress prevailing injustice and the generally that have been divided to the country. The high-head committee known as United Nigeria Advocacy Committee (UNAC). The unveiling was conducted by the former governor of Ondo State and the former minister of urban housing, Dr. Olusegun Mimiko. In the names mentioned, in their joint statement, the group made a prayer with the hope that their collective choice will be served as a starkly stick to the capture in the Nigeria to becoming a better country to serve the purpose of the people. The group that stated the Nigerians are becoming more scared of the outbreak of the second civil war in the country as the call for secession has become more real. The entry group call on the government to do everything necessarily to ensure that the secession agitation doesn't lead to another civil war in the countries. Alright, to short news right now is the former Minister of Aviation, Femi Fani Kayode, and prominent ethnic leaders were all the present at the meeting. The call for the restoring of the country has been a long-pending issue in the Nigeria since the numerous challenges Nigeria is currently facing. All right, thanks to be with us. What we're trying to bring out on this news right now is that in a communique, the demand for the electoral law amendment was made before the 2023 general election to allow the electronic voting and real-time transmission of the result to ensure transparency, accountability, and the subsidy of ballot box and the combat voters apart. The urged the government to tackle the various challenges in the country to avoid a second civil war taking place in the countries. Alright, according to mention what they mentioned in this meeting, in meeting ended with the following resolution which was presented in the federal government. They assert that the Nigeria need a new people-oriented federal institution because the current situation doesn't respect the people interest. They demand that the new constitution include the provisions for the truly federalism which will be ushered in a restructured Nigeria. Alright, and to be with us, we will hear more about us later.